Hello everyone. It's almost back to school time, so today's project is going to be a little bit different. I'm going to be using my Cricut, and I'm getting a gift ready for my granddaughter's new teacher. And so I'm just going to be making a sweatshirt. I've got my Cricut heat mat here, and I've got a sweatshirt. It's a Gildan sweatshirt. I actually just picked it up at Hobby Lobby. A lot of times I will order from Jiffy shirts, but I just needed one, and so I just picked it up from there. So I've already gone into Cricut Design Space and I have created my pattern, and I've got it all cut and weeded and ready to go. Anyway, so what I need to do right now is just take my, and I need to clean this off, just take my lint roller and roll it across here and make sure we get any lint off. I made a little baby onesie the other day, and so I have some lint on there from that one. It turned out super cute. I should have made a video of it. It was so cute. It was this little gray elephant with a little, it actually had multi-layers. It had like a white layer, light gray, a dark gray, and then some pink for the little ears, nose of the elephant. It was super cute. It's going to be for a great niece that's going to be coming in January. Her sister, who is 10, wanted to make her a little shirt, and we were at Hobby Lobby and we picked it up and we made the little shirt. Well, anyway, back to today's project. I just need to press it and get all the wrinkles out of it. Now, I normally will do my pressing in my kitchen on my countertop, but I do my filming in my craft room, so I'm just going to do it in here. And I'm just basically getting all of the wrinkles out and any moisture that possibly could be in the shirt is what I'm doing. So I've got that, and we're good and clean. Now what I have here is just kind of a funky teacher shirt that I'm going to be doing. I'm trying to remember what order it goes in. I think it goes with the pink, the purple, and I normally will go 3 inches down, so I need to back it up a little bit here. Bring this down, and I'll start with my top one. I was just trying to get it in the right order. I think it goes blue, green, purple, pink is how it goes. And I usually will bring this down like 3.5. So I'm going to bring it down a little bit. This is a medium shirt, so I could probably do 3.5 and be just fine. So I'm going to bring it down just a little bit. And right now I'm just eyeballing it and being careful that my carrier sheet is not over my vinyl on any of these, because I am layering, and we're going to kind of look like this to some extent. I'm going to measure to see that I've got it each side fairly close. This is 7, and that's 7.5, which it needs to be a little bit because I'm going to bring this in and put the teacher's name on it, and make sure I got that. I think I may have to move over a little bit. So I'm going to measure again and see where I'm at. So I've got, what I'm doing is just measuring from the edge of to the armpit is what I'm doing. So I've got 6 inches there, and we know that I had 7 here. So we're going to move it over a little bit. Just move it over. And this I just measure from the armpit. It just helps me to get it where I want it. I have to have some area to measure from, just to kind of keep it straight. So I just use basically this line in the armpit. But I think that looks cute. This is not a real wide design, but this is a kind of a smaller person that's going to be wearing it. So about 6. That ought to be about right, I'm guessing. Yeah, that is pretty close to where I want to be. Now, I just like to lift it up and kind of take a look at it from that way just to make sure it's what I want. And then I'm just going to bring my cover sheet in, and I'm going to lay over the top of it. And this is in Cricut Design Space. I think I found actually the template. It was more of a bright. Last year I did one for the teacher at the end of season, and I did the bright colors. I need to set my timer. And this year we decided that we would do one and use kind of more of the pastel colors. Okay, so I did it in 2 sections. I did half of it and then the other half, and I did 30 seconds on each. Now to help it cool off, I'm going to pull this pad out from underneath it because this pad really retains a lot of heat. So I'm just going to pull it off, let it cool, because I want to do a warm pill on this shirt. So Cricut actually has a web page or an app that you can look up, you know, what your temperature should be, how long you should do it, and what your pill should be. But this, I actually kept this. This was off of some Hobby Lobby 405 vinyl, and some of this is that, and it does have a little heat chart on there, but a lot of times I'll just use the Cricut app to determine, you know, how long I need, what my temperature should be, and how long I need to press and all that. So, and I've still got my heat press on as this cools, because if I feel like if I'm tugging too hard and it kind of feels like it's going to pull up, I'll give it another press. Okay, so I had a tiny little problem with it, but I think I'm all right as long as I didn't get into any others, which I hope I didn't. So we'll just see. We have to do a little bit more pressing on that E and that A there. It's lifting a little bit right there. And then we'll get this lifted up. So far, so good. Hallelujah. Okay. So just a little tugging. So we are going to press a little bit more, and we'll just lay our carrier sheet down on it. Okay. It's going to be fine. It's going to be just fine. So just need to press down on it. Okay. There we go. And it looks wonderful. So I was able to salvage that little spot and get a good press on it, and I've got a nice shirt for the teacher, and I think it's really cute. So I'm going to move on to the next thing. We're going to make a card to go with this, and I'm going to use my Cricut for that as well. Okay, so I've picked this card out of Cricut Design Space. It is just named Teacher Card, and it's by Om's Design, so you might be able to find it in there. And I'm going to modify this card to be the colors to be more in line with the gift that we're giving. I'm going to do the pastels instead of the brights. So we'll just get to putting our card together. So this particular card design has, on Cricut Design Space, it has 9 mats. Some of those use the same color paper, so that's why I don't have 9 pieces of paper. But I just picked this paper out because I thought it kind of matched the design that we had on the sweatshirt. And as you can see, this is just scraps. And I will mention, when I went to move my phone back into the tripod to start my video, I hit that distress signal on there, so I'm hoping that the cops don't show up. I was able to cancel it, but I'm not sure how quickly you have to do that. Actually, my tripod just pinched those buttons, whatever it is that makes that be an SOS emergency call. So hopefully the police won't show up at my front door because I'm still in my pajamas. Anyway, so I'm going to grab my Cricut mat, and I'm just going to start laying these down and cutting, and we'll just get ready to go. Okay, so my mats are very well used. I mean, I use these things all the time. Sometimes I have to add tape because they have lost their sticky a little bit. But I'm going to give it a try with this one, and I'm going to lay my black paper down first. And this is going to do the pencil, the inspire, and a little squiggly, and hopefully it'll cut out all right. So I'll just get cutting. Okay, so I'm back, and I will say it did take a minute. Like I said, there were 9 mats that you had to do, so that meant loading and unloading 9 different mats and changing your colors out and all of that. So that's what I had. So I think I'm going to start with just kind of layering this up and getting it. This particular card, which is unusual for cards that I've done on Cricut before, actually has you layering some of your words and your panels. I've done a lot of cards in the past, and there's not generally where you cut out 2 and you layer them up, but this particular one did, and I'm glad of that because I like that. I do a lot of that with my cards. I don't usually use the Cricut anymore to make my cards, just because I just feel like you get a lot cleaner cut with your dies, and a lot more precision. I know that doesn't sound right, but you know, with the sticky mat and the different paper, and sometimes it just tears the paper. It just doesn't work always as well as I want it to. So I do enjoy the using the dies. But I love my Cricut. I do a lot of, you know, vinyl and stuff like that, HTV on it. And I like it for that purpose. I try different blades and different pressures and different stuff like that. I probably need to get some new Cricut mats, and that might help with a little cleaner cut. But so right now what I'm doing is just layering these up. And you can see a little tearing. And I had to actually use my Cricut X-Acto knife, or whatever you want to call it, to kind of cut out some of the edges and stuff, because it didn't give me a real clean cut. But I think I was able to trim it up. And I'm trying to use the last of this glue here. I'm down to the bottom. My other one, I didn't put the pin back in, so it was a little bit clogged up. So I'll just stick it in there and we'll be good to go. Okay. And then I'm just layering. What I'm doing is I'm layering this for the sentiment of my card. Just getting it layered up. It's going to have a little bit of an edge on it. Try and get it where I want it. Have a nice little edge. And I probably need a little bit more glue to make it a little bit more slidey on there. I like to be able to slide my pen around to get it where I want it. Okay, that looks good. So we've got basically, you know, the panel for our card that we're going to begin laying stuff down on. And it might be helpful to grab some tweezers. And so I will just grab my Cricut tweezers, easy for me to say, and kind of clean off some of the glue. And then I've got this teach, and I think I'm going to lay it down first. I don't know if there are any instructions on this particular project, but I'm not really following them. I'm just kind of doing my own thing. Let's see if this other glue is good to go now. Yeah, I just needed to poke it in there. I was consolidating my glue bottles. I had 3 of them, and I was like tired of having 3 of them sitting around, so I turned one upside down and filled this one, which was the most full. Anyway, now I'm going to grab this and try and get this laid down on here where I want it with a nice little edge. And just set it down. I think that's going to look good. Do a little cleanup. I don't know if you hear that racket. There's some work going on outside, so I keep hearing it, but hopefully you don't. I think I'll go ahead and do my pencil next. So, and you can see on the design that I showed you on the video, it was a primary color design, and I'm using more a pastel design to match the sweatshirt that I created. Now I just put the eraser to the pencil on there. And I did not cut out the tip to the pencil, because I was thinking that that this clear would just show through, but I am going to have to cut that out. So I'll do that. Let's go ahead and I need that tip before I do that. So let's go ahead and move on with the other elements. Now this is what I mean by layering. It actually had you cut out 2 of the E's and 2 of the L's and 2 of the V's and stack them up, which normally you don't. I haven't seen that in other Cricut designs. Maybe there's others out there that I just haven't seen, but I do like that because we do that a lot with our die cuts to give some dimension. Now it was only 2, and I just went ahead and went with a 2, but I'm sure you could do even more if you wanted to. And I could have on this card, because it's not going to be mailed. It's going to be given in a gift bag with the sweatshirt that we just created. So I'm just going to get that laid down. Try and line that up nice. All right, and then we've got our V's that are in the same kind of teal color. And we'll get them lined up and get them laid down. Make sure I get them laid the same way. I think this is it. And then just line them up. Get our V laid down. Let's see, I think I'm just trying to eyeball where I want it. That looks pretty good. Just get that laid down. Now our O is going to be these 2 apples. So I just need to layer them up. Hopefully my video is not getting too long. Just get them layered up. Get them lined up real nice. Okay. Put some glue down. I think I can do this without my tweezers. Get that laid down. And then I already actually layered my L. I probably should have layered the other ones off camera just so it wouldn't take so much time. But I'm going to go ahead and get it laid down. I use my tweezers for it. And just get it laid down there nicely. Whoops. I want to move around yet. I think it's coming together. It's really cute. And then I need to figure out the squiggly. Does it go? Which way does it go? I think it goes like this. So I've got a little rough edge there. Okay, so I think that's how it goes. So I'm going to grab my tweezers and just get it glued up. Okay, now was this how I had it? I think it was. Need to turn my Twizzlers. Okay, and then just get it laid down. And that kind of pops. That looks cute. Then we have the Inspire. And once we get this laid down, I'll cut out that little tiny piece for the tip of the pencil, and then we will be able to assemble our card onto our card base. And then we'll have our card ready. Now this design did not have an envelope for it. But I think my 5x7 envelopes will work for it. This is more of a, I think it was like a 6x4 when I measured it. But I'll double check. Just cleaning up some of that glue that's on there. Okay, looks like I need a little bit more glue on that. Lay that down. And I need to just set something heavy on it so it'll stick down. I'm gonna go and cut out that little pencil tip. Okay, so I got that tiny little pencil tip, and I'm just gonna grab it and get it glued down. And I guess that this is going to be a colored pencil that is purple because the tip of it is sticking out there, as I think it should. And so we've got a colored pencil. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Okay, so now I'm going to just get some glue on this thing very carefully. Try to do as lightly as possible so don't make a mess with it. And get it laid down on my pencil, and then we'll pull our card together. Oh, there's my black tip. Very good. That's interesting how that did that with that eraser top. I'm not sure why it was kind of designed to do that. Looks like maybe they had their pattern off a little bit. So I think what I'm going to do is, let's see, how do I want to do that? Yeah, because that pattern is off. If you put, let me try. We'll try again. I think I've got it at the bottom. Maybe it needs to be right on top of it. Let me try again. Got a little black on there, but I'm not too worried. So if I go up here to where it lines up, you do see a little bit of the purple at the bottom, but let's just give it a try. See what this looks like. I suppose that'll be okay. It looks better than it not being lined up right. Okay, so I'm just going to add a little bit of glue just to make sure we get it stuck down well. That was kind of interesting. Sometimes I've noticed that the designs in Cricut Design Space can be off just a little bit, and sometimes you have to just kind of modify. I'm just pulling that little piece of paper off. So I wasn't expecting to see the purple. I would have thought this would have lined exactly up with that, but that's just how it was. And I'm going to just do it just like that so that it's lined up with this little nub in here. Anyway, so it's just a handmade card. It'll be okay. But that is a little bit off in that design. Okay. So we'll get this laid down. And I think that's darling. I don't even have it laid on the panel yet, but I think that's really cute. Then you have these little 2 hearts that came out of the inside. I was thinking you could put those on the outside of the envelope if you wanted to do that. Now the panel actually calls for, it has actually 3 parts to it, like an inside part so that you could do your writing on the inside and you'd have something to write on. So we'll go ahead and get it laid down now. And I think I'll just use my glue since I have it laying here. And it'll give me some wiggle room. Yeah, there's like some kind of hammering going on out there. Sounds like a nail gun or something like that I keep hearing. Okay, I think that's going to be good. I've got that laid down pretty well on the inside. So that'll give space for my granddaughter to write her little message. And then we'll fold that over. And then this panel here is to go on the bottom. You're kind of bringing in your 2 different colors that you've got. Your blue up there and you're kind of doing that. So I'm just going to try and wipe off that glue. I'm getting glue. Seems like I'm getting glue all over the place. And then try and line this up. I'm going to do it like this. Get it lined up. Okay, there's a little something on the card base there. I don't know what that is. I don't know if it'll come off or not, but okay, so we've got that ready and we're just ready to lay this down. And I might put that heart right there just to cover that little spotch up. So I'll just get some glue on here and we'll get this laid down and we'll have the card to go with our sweatshirt. And it will be color coordinated. I think it'll be fun. So my granddaughter will have a nice gift to give to her teacher on the first day of school. So I think that's awesome. I'm just going to try and figure out exactly where I want this at. I need to go this way a little bit. I think that's golden. There we go. All right, and because I don't like that little spot right there, I'm going to take these 2 hearts, I'm just going to double them up, and I'll put them on there. And then it'll cover up that little tiny speck on there that I see that I don't like. So just get these layered up, pinch them together. A little bit more glue on that. Yes, I do. There's a fine line between enough glue and too much. Okay, so I think that is darling. So I'm just going to bring my sweatshirt back in and I'm going to show you exactly what I've got. So I've got this sweatshirt right here for the teacher and then this card that I've tried to color coordinate with it. So I hope you like it. If you do, give me a thumbs up. Consider subscribing to my channel. Have a great day. Take care. Bye-bye.